I'm Tom Wheeler, and I'm a visiting fellow in governance studies at the Brookings Institution. Consumers can expect not to see any rapid pace changes as the result of the repeal of the net neutrality rules, because frankly, I think the companies are too smart to move immediately on the heels of it, number one. And number two, there's still a court appeal that has been brought challenging the FCC's ability to do this. And there is an activity in Congress called the Congressional Review Act that has already passed the Senate that would repeal the FCC's decision to remove an open internet. So to understand what the impact of the repeal of the open internet rule might have, you first have to understand why the open internet rule was put in place in the first instance. And that is because an underlying concept of networks in America, going all the way back to the telegraph, has been you need to have first come, first served, non-discriminatory access. It was true for the telegraph, it was true for the telephone, and it was true for the most important network of the 21st century, the internet, until the Trump FCC repealed it. The reason why you have to have this is because basically we're talking about monopoly networks. In most communities, there's one service provider. You don't have any choice. If you don't like your Ford, you don't get a Chevy. But if you don't like your internet service provider for high-speed internet, you're in trouble. And when you have that kind of a monopoly situation, there is an incentive to discriminate to help the monopoly owner. And so government has always said that there need to be rules that say, no, you can't throttle, you can't block, you can't charge for extra services, you can't discriminate to favor yourself, you've got to have interconnection. And all of these kinds of concepts were at the heart of the open internet order. And those concepts now go away. Now, I don't think that the internet companies are stupid enough that they would jump on this within the next day or two to begin to extract the advantage of being a monopoly provider. But they will have the opportunity to start to discriminate in very subtle ways. And that's what makes the decision that the court recently made on the AT&T acquisition of Time Warner and its assets like CNN so important. Because when you put that merger together with a major provider of wired and wireless internet service and give them the opportunity to discriminate against competitors to favor their own content, then you've got a new day in how America's networks operate.